Thousands of farmers from all over Poland protested in Warsaw against the European Union's agreement with the Mercosur countries. In their opinion, this agreement is extremely harmful and will ruin Polish and European agriculture. They are not afraid of the bitter cold and snow, thousands of farmers and thousands of reasons to protest. I'm not here to have a good time because I could spend my time better. I'm here for a normal life, for my child. If this agreement comes into force, agricultural prices will plummet and we will go bankrupt. On the streets of Warsaw, they expressed their opposition to the European Union's agreement with the Mercosur countries. We want to show Poles, above all, how great a threat this is to their health and lives. The agreement will allow food to be imported from South American countries, food that is not subject to any restrictions. Brazilians use 6 times more pesticides, 12 kilograms per 1 hectare. They use substances that have been banned in Europe since the 1970s. The substances that are available to us are often removed on health grounds and because they cause disease, whereas in Mercosur countries, this is not the case. The alternative is healthy Polish food. Why don't we enter into a policy with New Zealand, which is a leading producer of organic pasture-raised beef, instead of pushing ourselves into the biggest mess? We came here to fight for the livelihoods, not only of farmers, but of everyone who lives in Poland on a daily basis, because we care about producing and consuming Polish food, healthy food. Polish farmers put a lot of work into producing this food. This agreement will destroy Polish agriculture. I have 27 cows myself, and I know how much work and sacrifice it takes for a Polish farmer to run their farm. This work does not always produce the desired results. Polish agriculture is plagued by many problems, but without the political will to put Poland's interests first, farmers themselves can achieve little. Why is it that all EU countries have their interests, but we in Poland do not? Let's start having our own interests, like the Italians, the French, and the Germans. The government announced compensation after signing the harmful agreement. However, the farmers assured that they do not want the money. It is enough for them not to be disturbed, and they will defend themselves with their work. We are fed up with the government telling us that they will provide us with some protective clauses. We are fed up with them stuffing us with money that we have not earned. Later, this divides urban and rural society, that they will give us money and the farmers will sit quietly. It was not only farmers who were among the protesters on the streets of Warsaw. Not only about Mercosur, but also opposition to the situation in the whole country, in the economy, in everything that affects our daily lives, ordinary Polish people, other social groups, such as transporters, farmers, miners. We support them. We are not connected to agriculture, but with our hearts and souls, we are with them. Interestingly, it wasn't only Poles who took part in the protest.
I'm from Ireland. I'm studying dentistry here in Warsaw, and I'm from a family farm at home. So Mercosur is a big problem for us in Ireland. I'm from Iceland, and I also study dentistry here in Warsaw, and I came to support Polish farmers.
It will also cause a drastic drop in the quality of food, and that's not good for anyone.
And please tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Even before the protest began, Polish President Karol Nawrocki met with the farmers. During his meeting with the farmers, President Karol Nawrocki assured them of his full support for Polish farmers and Polish agriculture. The farmers also wanted to meet with the Polish Prime Minister. We are sitting down and we are not leaving until the Prime Minister meets with us. You can throw us out. Please tell the Prime Minister that there is a delegation here. Either you respect us or you don't. In contrast, they were turned away at the door of the Prime Minister's office. The battle for interests of Polish agriculture has already been announced. There will be huge protests. I really don't know what can be expected. It will be some kind of nightmare. The state of Polish agriculture may also soon become a nightmare. Despite protests from European farmers, the decision has been made. The ambassadors of the member states to the European Union have voted in favor of a trade agreement with the Mercosur bloc. This also applies to other countries with highly developed individual agriculture, such as Ireland and France. France is favorable to international trade, but the EU-Mercosur agreement is an agreement from another era, negotiated for too long on outdated grounds, mandate from 1999. If trade diversification is necessary, the economic benefits of the EU-Mercosur agreement will be limited for economic growth in France and Europe, according to the Commission, plus 0.05% of EU GDP by 2040. This does not justify exposing agricultural sectors that are sensitive and essential to our food sovereignty. The Cyprus presidency of the EU, under the influence of the European Commission, put the vote on the agenda, bypassing the European Parliament. For the first time in the European Union, we are faced with a situation where an economic agreement that is very important for the entire European Union is being concluded in such a way that in fact can be described as absolutely barbaric, in violation of all democratic principles, in violation of treaties, and bypassing the most important democratic body in the European Union, which is the European Parliament. A trade agreement with South American countries such as Argentina and Brazil, although disastrous for Polish and French agriculture, is beneficial for the German economy. The Polish Ministry of Agriculture also boasts about negotiating clauses that supposedly protect farmers' interests. The so-called safeguard measures are promises that products that do not comply with European standards will not enter the European Union. However, it is already clear that these are just fairy tales for the naive. The safeguards failed to work even when we opened our borders to products from Ukraine, which showed that our institutions, which should have been up to the task, unfortunately allowed these goods to enter without testing them, and later we saw that it was some kind of industrial grain. According to experts, the agreement signed today in Brussels is unconstitutional. It violates a number of constitutional principles, violates the principles of sustainable development, and the principle of freedom of economic activity. I appeal to the Polish government to consider all possible legal steps, including the direct application of the Constitution, to block the entry into force of this agreement. Already on Monday, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, plans to sign a deal on European agriculture in Paraguay, and then the chances of terminating the contract are slim, and more such deals are on the horizon, including with India, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines, which will be disastrous for European agriculture, but beneficial for the German economy.